Coming up in this episode of the Theme Park News Show, I share news on a huge new dark ride coming to the Disneyland Resort. I share a POV from the new Kentucky Flyer roller coaster, take a sneak peek at a large new Universal animatronic, and much more. It's Friday, the 19th of April 2019, and this is the Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome to this week's episode. Firstly, I'd just like to apologise about the short delay to this week's episode of the Theme Park News Show. As you might have seen on our social media pages, we've been over in Italy over the past 5 days. Me and Martin have had an absolutely fantastic time, and as I mentioned in last Friday's episode, the plan was to film an on-location episode for this week. However, that didn't quite go to plan, mainly because we've squeezed in much more than we were originally intending to on this trip, which means the vlogs are going to be longer and even better than they originally planned to be. So I hope you enjoy those. So yes, I am back here. I've literally landed into Manchester Airport about an hour and a half ago. Come straight back, recording this, edited it, and of course you're now watching it. So thank you for bearing with me on that one. I've tried to get these up at 5 o'clock every Friday. But yes, welcome to the Theme Park News Show. And yeah, what a fantastic trip we've had out to Italy. In fact, tomorrow, Saturday, in the evening, will be the first vlog from the trip, which is from Gardaland. We'll then have the day 2 vlog from there, Mirabilandia, Italy in miniature, and a hotel tour from Gardaland as well. We weren't even originally planning to stay on resort. It's been a bit of a crazy trip, as you'll see in the vlogs, but they're all to come. Lots to look forward to, and yeah, I do apologise about the short delay and it not being on location, but as I'm sure you can understand, when we're going abroad doing these trips and obviously filming vlogs that some of these are over an hour and 15 minutes, you know, when we're putting all that together, sometimes it gets so much to do that obviously I didn't quite have time to do what I originally wanted in terms of filming on location. But there we go, welcome to this week's episode. Lots of videos to come throughout the week from Italy, and yeah, let's get straight in with it then. Of course, it's time for news on the tracks. Our first piece of news this week comes from Disneyland Resort, located in Anaheim, California. It's the original Disney park that opened in 1955 and has got a very special place in my heart. It's been a few years since I last went there. I'm hoping to visit again soon. However, it's been announced just today. In fact, if I'd have recorded this week's episode at the normal time, then I wouldn't have been able to share this news. So there you go, the delays kind of worked out for this one. But the opening of a major new dark ride in 2022, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And you might be thinking, hang on a minute, that's already been announced for Walt Disney World. And it has. However, it has been delayed. It was going to be opening at some point in 2019. However, spring 2020 is the new date for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is the attraction what's taken over the former Great Movie Ride in Hollywood Studios. That was fantastic. So this has got a lot to live up to. But yeah, it's going to be very similar to the version what's going to be opening in Hollywood Studios. Of course, this is going to be going into a brand new building at Disneyland, whereas the version at Hollywood Studios has gone into a previous building. So we might see some differences here, but it will be a major family dark ride. And of course, it's going to open in 2022. So not too long to go, really. It's only a couple of years, isn't it, really? Where's it going to be located? Because Disneyland, of course, it is quite small. They've just used up a lot of land to build Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Well, it's going right behind Mickey's Toontown. So yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. The storyline behind it, the same as that of Hollywood Studios, and we don't really know loads about it yet. But what we do know is that Goofy is going to be the engineer, and you're going to follow Goofy, lots of other friends, Mickey and Minnie, on this wild adventure with lots of different physical set pieces and some digital projection technology. So looking forward to this one. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also with this, there was a lot of rumours about them maybe getting a Beauty and the Beast attraction or a Frozen area at Disneyland. So that's kind of put that to bed now, hasn't it? Because we know that we're going to be getting Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opening in 2022. On to the next piece of news. So this is quite exciting. We've got a sneak peek here released by Universal Orlando Resort of the fluffy animatronic. That is correct, the fluffy animatronic for the brand new Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. There's a brand new Intamin multi-launch coaster that looks incredible. It's opening in Islands of Adventure on the 13th of June 2019. So not long to go at all, a couple of months and people will be riding this thing. And yeah, look at these pictures that Universal have released. A huge new animatronic that weighs 8,000 pounds. That's really heavy. Of course, any fans of Harry Potter are going to absolutely love seeing that, and that's going to be a really impressive thing to see on this ride. Bear in mind, this is a roller coaster experience, so you're going to be going past it and seeing this huge animatronic, and I really can't wait to see it. What makes me more happy is the fact that Universal are really moving away from screens with this project and putting in all this theming together. It looks incredible and I can't wait to ride it. Me and Charlotte will be there in September where we'll ride it together for the first time, and of course it will be Charlotte's first time going to Florida as well, so really excited for that one. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure opening the 30th of June at Universal Orlando Resort. Up next then, we've got an official POV from a brand new roller coaster that opens in the next couple of weeks. It's the Kentucky Flyer at Kentucky Kingdom, and this again looks really cool. And here we go, I'll put the POV on the screen whilst I'm talking about it. As you can see, climbing up the lift hill there, loving the zero car down the front of the trains. It looks really nice. And as you can see, making its way down the drop just there, Gravity Craft Corporation have built this. It's a gravity layout. It's a hybrid coaster, so it's got the wooden track and then it's got steel supports. So another ride that's very similar to that is White Lightning at Fun Spots in Orlando. That's manufactured by Great Coasters International, or known as GCI. But yeah, that's uses that as well. Of course, Gravity Craft they built Mind Blower as well, which is at the other Fun Spot Park in Kissimmee. So yeah, like we're looking at something very similar to that. Of course, with the train design. I've been on that. I've done a few of these actually around. Grona Lund have got one as well. So yeah, this looks really good. I mean, the layout's really good fun there. You're looking at about 1,280 feet of track. It's only 47 feet tall. However, it does reach around 35 miles an hour. So it's a good sort of family coaster. Maybe if you've got kids going to that park and you want something a bit bigger than some of the kiddie coasters, it's perfect to sort of build them up into other rides. But there you go, Kentucky Flyer. Look at the official POV there sent to us by Kentucky Kingdom. They did invite us to the media day, but of course with us being based here in the UK and with that being over in the States, we couldn't make it, unfortunately. We were looking at going to Kentucky Kingdom as part of our US road trip, but we physically haven't got the time to add in any more parks. We're already doing 20 parks, so it's a lot to do. But thanks for the invite, guys, and we'll definitely see you at some point in the future. Up next then, back to Europe and the Netherlands, in fact, with some news from Efteling, where a classic ride has reopened this week after a full refresh, and that's their classic vintage cars attraction. There's a really nice ride. I've only actually been on it once, and it's a really long layout ride. It's 35 years old, so it needed some work doing. It's been shut for a little while whilst they've been doing it, and they've done a complete replacement of the operating system and also the ride vehicles as well. There's 13 new vintage cars and 5 pickup trucks. Got a picture of one of those here, and how awesome do they look? Really cute, very well themed, and yeah, they've completely refreshed this ride. We know what Efteling are like. They like keeping all their history there, like they should do, and refurbishing things. They did that with Python, their looping coaster as well. They completely replaced the track other than the lift hill and the first section and the end of the ride. But yeah, like that's been replaced, and along with this vintage cars ride that's been done this year. Not just that though, there's a new soundtrack and there's some new bits of theming around as well. Some of that's not quite complete yet, but it will be very soon. That's what a spokesman from the park has said. Certainly very exciting. Look forward to getting back to Efteling. Me and Charlotte are going to be doing a little trip to the Netherlands in July, where we'll be going to Wallaby Holland to ride Untamed, Bobbejaanland Land to go and ride Fury, their new coaster, and also a few other little bits as well here and there. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Something that I've been really excited for is the reopening of Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris. It is reopening on May the 3rd, 2019, but we've now got some more information about what's been going on inside the attraction whilst it's been closed for way over a year. I can't wait to ride it again. I'll be going back to Disneyland Paris at the end of May to go and see the changes. But yeah, let's delve a little bit deeper into what's happened. And the good thing is now, when you go on this ride, the whole storyline behind it, of course, you've got the bride there, and this whole story, what builds up throughout the ride, but it's been quite sort of vague, like not really understanding what's happening. So firstly, you're going to walk into this new attraction. Of course, Phantom Manor is home to the stretching room, a really nice way to start the experience where the walls expand, portraits appear. They've all been completely replaced, and it's going to explain more about that storyline of the Phantom and the bride. It's also going to be in English as well, and not just in French, which is good as to hear. Along with that, we're going to see more of the bride throughout the ride. We know that she's standing at the top of the steps now in the first scene. Along with that, she's going to appear in other places. Of course, we know she's called Melanie. So yeah, that's all going to sort of come out to play in this refit of the ride. They're bringing back an old voice to it as well, a voiceover throughout the ride to fit that beautiful score that it's got. However, the biggest changes in the ride are coming to the finale scene, which is like a Wild West town, and you come around, there's some lovely animatronics, some nice mix of lighting. That is what's changed the most. There's some new bits in there, there's some bits that haven't worked for a while that have been completely replaced, kind of like they did with Pirates of the Caribbean when they refitted that a few years ago. And yeah, lots more to look forward to. So very exciting times at Phantom Manor. Not long to go now, just over a week. There's also some soft openings for annual pass holders. I am a pass holder, but unfortunately I can't quite make it out there for this one. But yes, the 3rd of May it reopens. I'm sure there'll be a POV out there and we can talk more about it, and I'll share my thoughts next month when I go and ride it towards the end of May. Finally then, a bit more news from Disneyland Paris in France, and that's from the Walt Disney Studios park, that second gate park. And this is from the Studio Backlot Tour that is going to be staying. I repeat, it is going to be staying. There was a lot of rumours, and even I thought it myself, that the attraction might be removed as part of this €2 billion expansion, what's happening at the park. However, no, it is going to be staying. They're going to be building a brand new station for it, and we know a bit more now about what's happening. In fact, Cars is going to have a much bigger feature there, and I did touch on this a little while ago that they were going to be changing some bits potentially. However, yeah, we now know it's going to be Cars. There's a lot of rumours that Catastrophe Canyon, which is the big live scene where you go into it, the truck falls, there's all water effects that comes towards you and over the tram, and also as well in there lots of fire effects. There's rumours that that could be upgraded to include Cars. Maybe they're going to make it look a bit more like Radiator Springs, the rocks look that sort of colour. Potential rename of the attraction as well. So yeah, what are they going to do with that big London set? I assume that's going to be demolished because of where it's positioned and everything. So I don't know, we'll soon find out. But yeah, that's the Studio Backlot Tour. Work is to be done to it. We don't know any dates at the moment, but it's certainly very exciting at Disneyland Paris. Whoa, there we go. I'm getting through this today. Honestly, I've just come off the flight. My head's everywhere, but it's crazy. Let's carry on then, and let's have a bit of Where Am I? Where am I? So yes, welcome to Where Am I? I thought that it was quite a difficult one last week. However, you guys certainly didn't think so. In fact, more people got this one right than any other week that I've done. Of course, every Friday I'll share an image zoomed in of me somewhere. You've got to guess just for fun in the comments where I am. And yeah, a lot of you did put Portaventura standing by Shambhala at the bottom of the first drop. And that is correct, so well done to all of you that got that. Here's a little look then at the zoomed out image. But yes, let's have a little look at a new image zoomed in just about now. Where is this photo? Where am I standing? What ride or what attraction am I near in a theme park? Comment down below just for fun by next Friday's episode that I'll try and put on for 5 o'clock, fingers crossed. And there we go, I can't promise anything, I'll try. And of course, where am I? All you gotta do is comment down below and I'll reveal it in next week's show. So yes, welcome to the final segment of this week's episode. It's your theme park moments. The part of the show where you send in your photos and memories from the theme parks and we share them here on our video. Of course, if you want your picture to appear in next week's episode, send it to us. Of course, you can message it in over on our official Instagram account and also on Facebook as well. So just search Theme Park Worldwide and drop us a message just there. Charlotte's my wonderful girlfriend and the Theme Park Worldwide admin will get back to you, and she gets all the photos together, sends them to me to read out and share in next week's episode. Here we go then, let's have a look at what we've got this week. And firstly, we've got Holly and May, who had a picture there with me. Then got Tamara with Harry at Alton Towers. Next up then we've got H and AJ at Alton Towers as well. Then got Arthur at Alton Towers just there. We've then got Reese at Alton Towers. I think I've said your name right there. We've then got Dexter at Portaventura. There we are. Next up, Rachel and the family at Alton Towers. Very popular, Staffage's biggest theme park this week. Moving on, we've got Faith at Pleasurewood Hills. Next up then we've got Mia and friends at Alton Towers there as well. Then we've got Robert and Becca with a stealth on-ride photo. And then we've got Helen and Ashley on Icon there at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Lola Rose at next at Pleasure Beach there. And then we've got Mason with a Rita on-ride photo. Next up, Dan and Grace at Lightwater Valley. We'll be back there in a few weeks. Emily's up next with Lee. There we are. Then got Sinan, who had a Colossus on-ride photo. I am awful with pronunciation. I do apologise. And they got Nico on the Phantasialand log flume way before Chapas. That's the original log flume. Look at that. Thanks for sharing that one with us all. Ricky and Bridget are up next there at Drayton Manor. And then Daniel and his mum at Pleasure Beach. We've then got Jenny on the Rocky Express, loving that just there. We've then got Leyland at Phantasialand. Moving on, Connor and Beth outside Valhalla. I'll be on that tomorrow because it's going to be gorgeous weather. We've then got Patrick with the Galactica on-ride photo. Next up then, we've got James at Universal Studios. And then we've got Jake with a big one on-ride photo. Next up, we've got Chloe and Hannah on the Caterpillar coaster just there at Poulton's Park. Hope you had a good time. Frankie and Chris at Disneyland Paris just there. We got Nathan with a Nemesis Inferno on-ride photo. And Sam, who had a picture with me. It was great to meet you. Sean, Lauren and Edith are here at Twin Lakes. It's Sean, not spelled with a W, it's with a U. There we are, thanks for sending that one in. And then got Helen and family at Dreamland Margate. Next up, Hannah, Maddie and Frankie at Legoland. And then we've got Izzy with a stealth on-ride photo. Lots of photos again this week, over 40. Ollie's up next at Dreamland in Margate. And then we've got Ola with a Rumble Rapids on-ride photo. The next photo is from Joey, who's got a dual on-ride picture just there. And then we've got Chloe, who had a picture with me and Charlotte. If you see us at the park, make sure you say hello. We then got Ian with a photo there on the Swarm. We then got Tom outside Journey to the Centre of the Earth. What an amazing dark ride, one of the best out there in the world. Alex is up next with a stealth on-ride photo. And then we've got Peyton and a friend outside Galactica just there. Thank you for all your photos. Like I said at the start of that section, if you want to send them in, Instagram and Facebook. Also for the birthdays. So a big happy birthday to Leyland, Alfie, Liam and Emily. A very special happy 69th birthday to Neil and also George, who is 12 as well. So happy birthday to everyone from me and Charlotte and everyone who is a part of Theme Park Worldwide. There we go, it's been a bit of a rush this episode, not gonna lie, but I've put it together. I've managed to hopefully get it on, fingers crossed, late Friday night for you guys. And yeah, make sure you stay tuned tomorrow evening for the first vlog from me and Martin's trip to Gardaland in Italy, and so much more. There's lots of vlogs to come this week. It's gonna be a very, very busy week for me editing and you guys for watching, so hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back next Friday, hopefully at 5, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you next week.